Onward Sales, Chattanooga Homes.
Jay and Brittany Hagee are frequent guests here on 3+U, talking about how they can help with your financial planning, and they often talk about their comprehensive look at the client's portfolio. We've never really talked before, though, about what that word comprehensive means.
Yeah.
I think I know, but I might not know. So let's have a vocabulary lesson.
Yeah, well, and that's what a lot of people think. Financial planning is like a very broad topic, right? They think, oh yeah, it's spending plan and it's budgeting and it's making sure I'm saving.
Or
yes,
saving something,
it
yeah.
is all of that. But there are so many other components to what a true comprehensive financial plan really is. It goes far beyond investment management. So that is where most people stop and start, is with investment management. How are my funds positioned and how are they working for me?
How are they growing, or how are they not losing, basically?
And that is very important. That's got to be the foundation, right? Because you've got to have something to save with, to build for your future, to pay off your debt, whatever it is.
Right.
So that's the foundation. But then there's 4 other components as well that you've got to look at. So investment management is what it starts with.
Okay.
Moves to income planning, which that's pretty
obvious.
Yep. So income and expenses, staying within your means, and then when you get to the point of retirement, it's also about
Sustaining lifestyle.
creating an income and maintaining your lifestyle from working years to retirement.
Having your
years.
money work for you.
Because we have this thing
Yes.
called inflation that continues to
We've heard about
devalue
that.
our money, right?
Yeah.
And continue to make things more expensive. So if you don't have a great income plan, you can do all the saving and investing that you want. And if you don't know how to best get to your money, especially when you need it, it's no good, because inflation can erode away what you've saved. And so one of the reasons when we came into this industry, we saw that folks were just starting and stopping with, how are my funds positioned? And that's it. That's the only advice they were really getting. They were only getting like, what stocks do I own? What bonds do I own? I'm good. Like, do I own commodities? Do I own real estate? And that's all important, super important. We do a lot of that. But you also have to have a great income plan. And third, but it's probably the most important to us, is tax planning. Is because I want to save every dollar I can from going to Uncle Sam. Now, I like, the benefits that taxes bring, and I don't mind paying my fair share, but I don't want to overpay. And a lot of people find themselves overpaying taxes because they did not position themselves properly with their investment assets.
Okay, so on that side of it, the tax planning, if you will, at what age should you begin to focus on that?
When you begin saving.
That's something that should happen all throughout your lifetime.
Okay, but
Yeah, so if you're in your 20s
if
and
you're
you're starting your
just
first
beginning
job,
your career,
we need to
beginning
talk about
working,
that.
beginning with an income, tax planning begins then.
because what type of an account am I saving in? Am I
You
saving
mean
in
Roth versus-
That's right.
okay,
a Roth,
okay.
a tax-free account, which eventually this money will be tax-free. A tax-deferred account, which gives me a benefit now, but I'm going to be taxed later at an unknown tax rate, right? Or a taxable account, which is basically like a savings account, like that the growth on that money is just taxed.
Let's go back to the Roth for a minute, because that was kind of all the thing about, what,
Right.
15-ish years ago, something like that.
It's a
is
big deal.
So I have a Roth.
Yeah.
So the whole idea is that it's supposed to be you've already paid your
You
tax,
prepay
Right.
tax.
Pay your tax up front.
and then you're not supposed to be taxed on the gains. Is that right?
Exactly.
It grows and it grows, and so the distributions you take from that are tax-free, the growth and the principal. That's
Well, here's
the
what
benefit
a lot of folks
the
don't
Roth.
understand. With the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, we're actually in the 3rd most advantageous tax time that we've ever been in as a country. So between now and the end of 2025, the law is still very advantageous for us to have a Roth account and pay a little tax now versus later. Because if you take a poll right now of any of our clients that come in and say, do you think taxes are going to go down or go up in the next 10 years? You're going to get almost 100% of people saying they are going to go up,
Right.
We can't continue and sustain the debt load that we're at. We have $35 trillion of debt. It's insane.
Right.
But, a Roth account allows you to pay taxes on what you know now, so that later it doesn't matter if tax rates go double where they're at now. You're not paying taxes anymore on that money.
Okay, now I want to go back to income planning. What does that mean, income planning?
So income planning is a number of things. During your working years, it looks like doing well with what you've got.
Okay.
Taking your
Spending
income,
plan.
spending plan, living within your means, managing your debt, paying down your debt.
That's
During those working years, that's what it looks like.
Right.
As you move into retirement, you have to create your own income. You've got to
Gotcha.
figure out how to maintain
That's
your
right.
lifestyle with the assets you've saved.
So your future income planning, not your
Yes.
current
We're
income
taking
planning. Okay.
away the fear of running out of money.
Right.
Is because that's the number one thing we see in folks that are 5 years out of retirement. Going, how do I know that I've saved enough?
Right.
You know, how am I sure I'm not going to run out of money? The income planning takes away that fear.
And then there's two more pieces to this comprehensive approach, right? So we've got the investment management, we've got income planning, tax planning. The last two are estate planning and healthcare. Those are two components that you have to plan for. So for healthcare, specifically as you move towards retirement, ensuring that you have a way to cover those rising healthcare expenses.
Right.
So including, you know, just basic general healthcare as well as potential long-term care, things like that.
Right.
And then the estate planning, legal documents, which protect you not just when you pass away and pass your assets on, but also while you're living. Things like power of attorneys for financial, powers of attorney for healthcare. Those documents that protect you while you're still
And the
living.
truth is, that's a lot.
It can be overwhelming.
Yes, when you're already living
Yeah.
your own life, you well-intentioned, you think you're going to get around to that stuff, and you don't. So
Which is why we're here.
You need a new
right?
good coach.
Yes, that's why we're here, to coach people through. And we have a very specific process to walk you through this. So it's not, hey, how do I do this? And it's all this mess and swirl of information.
Right.
We will guide you through the process.
A lot of times, if you've got a good financial advisor, what we try to do is make the complex simple. And
Yeah.
so we want to take what is very complex and really overwhelming and break it down in bite-sized chunks so that you can make sure that you're on the right track.
You've got
and
that
one of the ways
book.
we've done this.
Yeah, this is one of the ways that we've done that. This book is one that Jay and I
Simple read.
wrote. It's purpose-based planning is what it talks about, and how that comprehensive approach, it's really broken down in here. So it gives all 5 of those components in a lot more detail, things to think about and what that really looks like. So it's just another resource that we've created to help folks navigate through this finance journey.
You know, when you mentioned about taxes and how they're never going to go down, more than likely.
More than
More than
likely.
likely.
You know what went to my mind right away was insurance. Do y'all just hurt every time you pay your car insurance?
And it will continue.
It is
to
a
hurt.
frequent
Yeah, it's
conversation.
going up.
It's insane.
It's
We're
going
paying-
up.
Going up. It's never going to go back down. So that if you
That's
haven't
right.
budgeted right, when you're retiring and you have this fixed income,
Yeah.
Well, inflation going down doesn't mean that prices are going down. It just means that the cost is going down, is going up slower. So if inflation rate's 9%, yeah, they're going up really fast. And the Fed says, oh, we've got it down to 2 to 3%. That doesn't mean prices are going down.
It's still
it means they're
increasing.
rising slower than they
Right,
used to.
right.
So yes, it is more expensive to live, and we have to have a plan to sustain.
how
our
do we
life.
get that book before I let you
Yeah,
run?
this is a resource that we provide. You can get it through our website, but we also offer this for anyone who comes into our office for a complimentary consultation.
Gets a free
This is
copy.
a resource that
Yep.
we just want to put in your hands to help you navigate.
And they will see you whether you're 65 and set to retire in a couple of years or 25
That's
and
right.
just starting out. They want to
That's
help
right.
you reach your dreams. Thank you
That's
both
right.
so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Julie.
Julie.
It's Allon Planning Partners, Brittany and Jay Hagee. Their office is right there on East Brainerd Road, allonplanning.com.
There we go. Okay, there we go.